Welcome to another edition of Beyond the Ring. I'm your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got two legends, two boxing veterans, two world champions, Montell Ice, Griffin, and Doc Nicholson in the building. What's up with it, fellas? What's going on, man? What's going on with it, man?
Yeah, man.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. I got to be one of the luckiest dudes in the world, right? Because I've done nothing. But yet I get a chance to be around professional athletes and talk sports, man, with two great athletes, man. I'm a blessed man, man. I've done nothing. But yet God put me in the room with y'all. So thank y'all for letting me come along for the ride, man. For real, man. Ice, did you hear me, man?
Yeah. You know it's all love, Bobby, my man.
Straight up, man. I'm serious. I don't take it for granted, man. I didn't do nothing, man. And y'all did everything. So I told the guys earlier, I did a show with Derek and Marcus and Nick. Like, y'all, man, y'all guys did something that young black men was never able to do. And that was become professional athletes. And to be able to have the relationship I got with y'all too, thanks, man. I just want to put that out there before we get right into it. So what's going on beyond the ring this week, fellas? What we got?
Man, go ahead.
How everything going on at the gym right now, man? I know y'all just recently did a big fundraiser, man. What was that all about? We took a week off. Well, what was that going? What was that all about?
Just we got a nonprofit at the gym, Woody City Boxing Youth Foundation. We give out 30 scholarships a month. So they had a friend of mine, a lawyer, did a fundraiser for the gym just to help my program out, help the kids, come in and train and everything, so we could pay the trainers.
That's real, man.
We can afford to pay the trainers. We gotta.
You say y'all couldn't afford to pay the trainers, Ice?
I said we had to do the fundraiser. We had to do the fundraiser so we can afford to pay them.
Man, one thing I know, I've been down there, man, and I'm trying to tag you right now. I've been down there, and I just wish I lived closer to the city, because that would be home for me to be able to go in there and get that like at least 3 times a week. In addition to doing yoga, I get a chance to come in there and do that,
And you the yoga man.
Yeah, man, but I need that other cardio piece, man. And I know one thing about boxing, ain't nothing messing with that, bro. Ain't nothing messing with boxing, as far as cardio, right?
Yeah, I agree, but that yoga is something else, man. I tried that before, man, and it's not nothing nice, Bob.
Hey, Doc, you said you tried it one time before. That was it, right?
Tried it once, and I thought I can be able to do it on an upper scale, and this girl was tearing my ass up.
Hey, man, people be thinking that you could just walk up in there, man, and dominate it, man. You ain't finna dominate that. It's too many twists and turns.
Man, it's a lot of core work.
Yeah.
Unusual stance and positions.
Yeah. And man, I tell you what, man, one thing that I notice about it, and I'm changing it. I'm gonna have to tag you from my computer because it ain't let me do it from my phone, Ice. I'm gonna have to do it from my computer while so we might get a little sound bite. I might get a little sound bite. Can you still hear me now?
I'm gonna do what you do.
Okay. So hold on. Sorry about that, my man. I don't know how to do it from my phone. My phone is acting up. Whatever. We're gonna figure this thing out. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I'm trying to tag Ice, y'all, while anybody tuning in.
You got Doc too, so it'll be on this page.
Yeah.
Well, tag me and I put it on my page.
Yeah.
Shit, I need to learn how to do all this shit, man.
Hey, while I'm doing it, man, I'm gonna figure it out over here. But while I'm doing it, man, somebody told me to ask y'all something, man, about the whole thing of boxing. You know, off the record, they were like, man, I know boxing. They say it's a poor man's sport and all that. But what they were saying, they asked me to ask y'all, is boxing like art though? Is it an art to it?
Well, no doubt it's an art. Any comeback sport of any kind is an art. It's a skill. Can't anybody come in there and do it, you know. It takes mental as well as physical. It's more mental than physical, really, to actually get in the ring and go and come back with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what I they was like, what makes one boxer the same size as the next one? But when like it ain't like basketball, right? Where you just can come across somebody up and all that. If you got a guy the same size as you and you boxing, shouldn't y'all be able to just, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like, shouldn't you be able to whoop his ass? I mean, if you, I don't know.
What are you saying?
Like, okay, so like, I shouldn't have did what I did before I got on here because I kind of lost my train of thought. But they were saying like, okay, if it's an art and everybody the same size, punching power should be punching power. But the fact that somebody the same size, they technique, they able to whoop your ass. You see what I'm saying now, Ice? You see what I'm saying now?
No, not a little bit.
Doc, you know what I'm saying? Like, you a big guy, you boxing the dude your same size. Y'all both hit the same hardest. So it shouldn't matter who doing what, it's who the hardest the quickest, right?
who land first sometimes, yes. But
So it really ain't no real like technique to the shit, right? You just need to hit the motherfucker the hardest, right?
it takes time and anything, just like crossing over. You know, once you reach, you got to be on time to, you know what I mean, make that move.
I know that I sound like a chick at the damn bar asking that question, boy. They were like, "What the hell you just asked? Don't you ask nothing else no more?"
You have counter punching, you got slipping, and it's about timing. It's about train of thought of reflexes. All that takes time to learn, man. It's not that simple.
You know, my favorite fighter, man, growing up, I gotta admit, it was beyond Muhammad Ali. It was Sugar Ray Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I put Sugar Ray Leonard, and I'm gonna tell you my top three boxers of all time: Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Mike Tyson.
Two similar styles, and Tyson had his own type of style. But Muhammad Ali had his own type of way of winning. All three of them master boxers. All three of them had great big hearts. You know, out of all of them, Ali probably had the best of everything as far as chin, skill, mentality, personality, charisma. You know what I'm saying? That made him the way he is. So he always will be on top as well, come out number one on every aspect of boxing.
Is he the greatest of all time, Money?
Yeah, but you ain't tagging me the right way.
I'm trying to tag you on here. Like, for some reason, hold on, man. Let me close a couple of these windows, bro.
Hey,
I'm trying. Hold on. All right.
you just
I think I gotta
I'm talking about tag me where it's gonna be your page.
right. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to tag him, y'all. And every time I open
tagging me on your feed.
Right.
I'm trying to get on I'm trying to get the whole feed on my page.
Hold on, let me try it this way then, bro.
But
But anyway, though, while we trying, I'm trying to tag you though, Icy.
I mean,
Is Muhammad Ali the greatest of all time?
the way I look at it, because I don't want to be biased or something, because I love the man, my favorite fighter. So I don't want to be biased, so I just break it down like this, which it don't mean nothing. It makes sense to me. But from 1964 to 1967, I never seen no fighter as good as him. So I still feel this way to this day. I think Roy Jones is probably the closest, but he don't have the leg speed that Ali had. But from 64 to 67, Muhammad Ali was the greatest fighter I've ever seen in my life.
Mm.
That's how I break it down.
Bob, you gotta remember what they did to him too. They took 4 years from him. There's no telling what he would have did in them 4 years.
So did Muhammad Ali actually go to jail?
He didn't go to jail, but he lost 3.5 years of his career.
Okay.
Well, close to 4. He was out on bond, and
I found it, Ice. He was out on bond, and then so during that time when he was off, what was he doing, man? Because I never really knew that story. So what was
Speaking to the kids in colleges, he was acting. He was just doing stuff to make money on the side. He had no money coming in.
Oh man, I ain't even know that.
he had to go and do speaking engagement. They was putting him in all type of little speaking engagement, little commercials here, little acting and stage film and Broadway type of things. He was hustling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Hey, Ice, you got that tag?
Nah.
Check it out. Yeah, you did. I just tagged. You got it. You got it?
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I had to do it from my desktop.
All right, now we rocking.
Hey, I tagged you too, Doc. Hey, somebody on the stream said Doc Nicholson grew up next door to Will Bynum. You do 2 doors down away from Will Bynum that played for the Pistons.
Where he lived at. Then I'll tell.
Former Piston Will Bynum grew up 2 doors away from Doc Nicholson. A guy named Kevin Haywood said that.
Is that something?
He said, I grew up with Doc, 8020 East Bowen. He was such a cool dude. I was shocked to see him go into boxing. Wow, that's how I was with Montell. I was like, damn, I didn't know this dude was a professional boxer and shit. Like, damn.
He talking about a long time ago. I thought he was talking about in Inglewood. Oh, he talking about on the low end. He talking about by College Grove, y'all, by 39th Street almost.
He said, Ali 8020 East Bowen. Wow. That's crazy, man. Chicago ain't that big, especially once you hit over 50. Once you hit over 50, the last dudes that be still around, you be like, man, nigga, you still here? You know what I'm saying?
And what's the brother's name again? I should know him.
And, Kevin Haywood.
Yeah, I should know Kevin. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask y'all, what do y'all think was the greatest welterweight fight of all times?
Ray Leonard and Tommy.
Thomas Hearn, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest we can really come up with, other
Pernell and Chavez.
Pernell and Chavez, right?
Pernell and Chavez was a huge fight.
Right, Major Taylor, what was they? Major Taylor and Chavez, what were they? Lightweight? Or was they?
140. I think that was at 140.
Junior Weller?
Yeah, I think that was at 140.
Well, it got to be Tommy Hearns and
I think Hagler, that fight that Red Leonard had with Hagler was a humdinger too, right?
Yeah,
That
but
was
Hagler
middleweight.
160 though.
Right, that's middleweight.
Oh. You know, I look back at that boxing and what did they go back in the days? 15 rounds? The heavyweight fights?
In the 80s.
In the 80s, man, it used to be brutal out there, right? Remember growing up, everybody would gather around the TV to watch all those fights. Like that was the big thing in the hood growing up, watching them fight.
And what wasn't those fights actually replays or was they actually on satellites?
I think they was on satellites because remember everybody had on TV. And remember on TV hit the hood? You had to have it. Yeah, my neighbor.
They got to go on TV, Spectrum, and what was the other one?
HBO. Remember all of them was like individualized.
Spectrum and on TV. I remember them too.
Yeah. Man, we grew up and doing some good times, man. I know it's a guy out here. They got a program going on where they letting guys get off the street and box out their differences. How do y'all feel about that?
Oh, it's beautiful. It takes guns out there. It takes guns out to play. You know what I'm saying? I'm always there for gloves up and guns down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's that.
A lot of the guys are the tough guys in the neighborhood, so let them put the gloves on and see how tough they are. You know what I'm saying? Let them go out and test each other's manhood.
Yeah, because that's a whole totally different thing. Do y'all watch that dude Charleston White? It's a heckler on the internet that be talking trash about everybody and just he always talking about forget about rappers and all that. Y'all don't watch He's funny. He's a comedian, right? He goes off on everybody. He's a snitch.
He got one eye, man.
Yeah, he got one eye. He a snitch. He calls the feds.
He say that.
He telling you, I'm calling the feds on you if you're a rapper selling drugs or anything. I'm telling.
Yeah, he needs to go sit down sometime.
But you know, he got into it with T.I., and I was leading that to go to him with it. He got into it with T.I.'s son, and the other guy rapper's son, and he told T.I. he'll fight him in the ring for $1 million.
Yeah, it's a hustle. You know
and
that's what it is, a hustle.
And that's why I was thinking, Ice, you ready to come back to the ring?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Roy Jones to fight.
Man, you should do that, man. Roy Jones should do that.
I talked to him yesterday. I'm trying to get him to
put it together.
We do exhibition.
Well, yeah, they trying to put something together to make that work, man. It'll be a great thing. They 1-1. It'll be a great show. The show guys in their 50s still got some skills, man.
Right.
It's all about showing how healthy and how good you living in these times of your life, you know? So,
yeah, and if you can cash in on that shit too, because it's time. Because everybody else getting paid from the throwback retro. Why not the old school athletes come back that still got something left in the tank, you know?
All of us still got a little something. Yeah, I ain't beat up or having no hard time doing anything. So,
Right. And so that when y'all go in there and do that, that's not full contact though, right?
These guys are competitive guys, man. We competitive. You know what I mean? In our life, man. We don't like nobody showing us off. You know what I mean? We're not gonna, sit down and talk about some. We can work things out, yes, but you're gonna have to show your manhood and your skill also. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Play as a comedian or actor now, so you got to put on your show, man.
Hey, somebody say, Rob, I know this is a boxing show, but Doc was a legit hooper. Hey, Doc, they remember you when you was floating through the air with the greatest of ease around here, huh?
Oh, man, I appreciate that, man. You know, I think about it a lot, but you know, I know what I had to do when things got to the way it was, you know. So, but I hate that I did stop, you know. But hey, I appreciate that, man. You know, a lot of people forget that, you know. A lot of people forget that I played ball.
Well, you know, Chicago, man, is a basketball city. What do y'all think about bringing exhibition fights to Chicago, money? You think that can be happening? You think that can happen?
And Chicago is the greatest city in the United States to have boxing, pro boxing, because every race is here. Whatever race they have is here. Polish, black, white, Mexican, Russian. We have every race here. It'd be perfect. We in the middle. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? New York, Chicago, LA. And it should be big. Chicago was the capital of boxing in the 20s.
Wow, and in 20s?
The capital of boxing. You know what I'm saying? It can come back. It's just that so many people just so crooked and trying to stab each other in the back and everything. This city is perfect for pro boxing because every race is here to support each other.
Let's try to put something together, man. I think we can get it done, man. We put together a doggone group, man. We put together a group. I mean, because you still actively involved in it. You and Doc, y'all know everything. I mean, I could find some people, man. All we need is a location, right?
Well, it's way deeper than that. You know, we can get into it off the air.
Okay.
It ain't that easy. Or everybody will be doing it.
Right. Okay.
This really, I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Okay.
It's two or three minor major promoters in every city that's able to, you know, they not gonna let 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people come promote. Everybody who tried to go to Jay-Z, 50 Cent, they wasn't going to Vegas to promote because Vegas got a fraternity. It was Oscar De La Hoya, Bob Arum, and Al Heyman. There was only 3 doing fights in Vegas, and it's still like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a circle, a brotherhood you got to be part of. That's basically what it is.
Right. So, but to do it in Chicago, somebody else already hold the rights to that to be able to do that.
I think Bobby Hicks is one of the oldest. Ernie Terrell and Bobby Hicks was, you know, 2 of the best promoters Chicago had in the last 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Bobby just had a fight Saturday, and it had to be 4,000, 5,000 people there. It was a beautiful crowd. It was a hell of a turnout.
Wow. Kevin Haywood say he would love to see Andrew Galata go against Chicago's Michael Grant in an exhibition. What y'all think about that?
I mean, they fought. They fought already, and you know, so I don't even know if Big Mike in the gym no more. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, you know one thing about it, man. That's y'all know better than I do. It's just like with anything that you do, you got to stay with it. It ain't like you can stay away from it and then come right back to it, right?
Me and Galata did an exhibition in Poland about what, Monty? 8 years ago, something like that.
Y'all did?
Yeah.
Do they pay good for exhibitions? I mean, I'm not asking the number. I'm just saying, do they pay good for that?
It was a great thing. You know what I mean? It was great all the way around, Bob. And, you know, they honored him well in Poland. You know what I'm saying? We did it in Poland, a great show, you know. Big stadium, man. A lot of people. And it's just so amazing that, you know, these guys have a country behind them. You know, we hardly have our own damn city behind us, you know, so it's a great thing to see that over there. And, you know, over there, you know, they treat us like gods over there also, you know, so, you know.
But I think with Windy City Boxing, though, with what y'all have, I think that it could be done. And I know we're going to talk off the air, but I'm talking about in 3 years, 2 to 3 years, it could be big.
Well, we working on a lot of things, man.
Right.
A lot of angles and a lot of things, you know. We trying to bring some capable things to the community, man, that kids and families and mothers and fathers to get involved in, man, so they can have a voice also, man, you know, because our communities are lost in leadership and structure. So,
Yeah.
we trying to bring not only structure and leadership, but peace back, you know, because it's too much going on in these communities that especially men need to step up and start taking accountability of what's going on, man. And moms need to, everybody need to play their role, you know.
Right.
And,
you know, it's a lot to handle, man. And you know, it didn't get like this overnight. We all know that.
right.
And we come from an era where it was a little bad too, but it was grown folk bad. Now we're dealing with our young people who are the ones who are a little bit aside from themselves. So how do you address something like that? You know, off on another sidebar,
You
when
know,
it's the young people.
it's something because all three of us know that ain't nothing new out here.
Right, right.
The thing about it is we went through it all too, but at the same time, this media and this social media thing, it made things go quadruple into being seen and shown on every aspect. So it's looking
Right.
like things are so much bad or worse now that it is because of how fast everybody can get it. You know, a lot of things was going on back in the day, but we didn't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of things
Right.
going on in this world. You know, this world keep turning, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that it's getting, you know, to the public faster now. So
Yeah.
kids are able to do things that we weren't capable of doing or getting to faster. You know,
Yeah, because they got access to so much more information.
information, merchandise, you know, from all types of ways, man. You know, it's just we need to figure out how we can keep them things from coming in our community. That's the thing, because they dropping them off.
How do y'all feel about Kanye West saying that the Jewish community, the Jews, is basically the ones that control everything that goes on with African Americans, with our music, everything, man. They control everything. What do y'all think about that?
It's true. Jews run Hollywood, they run everything. They got all the money.
Wow.
It's a money thing, man. Everything's a money thing, but we need to come to, you know, the thing about it is the men need to step up to come together to, you know, we have enough individuals in high income or high bracket of actors and athletes to do some things like that, you know, to bring some structure into our communities. But, you know, a lot of people leave the community and don't come back the way they should to help, you know.
Well, and which leads me to my next comment, a question. And have y'all heard this? And I know they already know the answer, but they say the boys in Detroit, professional athletes, take better care of their city than the professional athletes who came from Chicago. Have y'all heard that?
I don't know.
I'm talking about the Derek
Sure.
Colemans and all of them, Smitty and all of them.
I hope they are.
You know what I'm saying? Programs and stuff.
You say what? What you say, Ice?
I said I read that they you know had a little programs with the schools and this and all that. I mean, I heard Jalen Rose talk about it. I heard Dan Coleman. I heard a lot of people talk about it. So I mean, I don't know what. I don't get nobody business. I don't know who do what. But
Right.
I don't get nobody.
Yeah.
I heard that they was doing some good stuff though.
You know, it's great. That's a great thing. You know, Detroit is really what's going running down, man. You know, it was going bad. You know,
Right.
I used to train up there at Crunk Gym, and in the 90s, from 93 to 97. So I saw a lot of Detroit. I just about lived there. I trained up there with Tommy and all the guys up there. And won my title and, training in Crunk. But, it's a city just like here, same type of people, and I'm glad to hear that, what I'm saying, that somebody doing something like that up there. And that's what me and Monty bring it here. We want to bring here to, and we've been doing it for a long time. We've probably been doing this over 30 years, man.
Wow.
And people not really seeing. We've been going our own pocket, making our own until we got our organizations together in the last, about 6 years, whatever. We've been doing this for the last 30 years, man.
Wow.
Feeding, clothing, toys, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, going back to school. We've been doing that. It's just that it haven't been highlighted.
Right. Y'all ain't been publicizing.
Right, enough. You know what I'm saying? So we've been doing that. So that's what we trying to get the media involved now, to let people know that, you got athletes from the community, which is us, that do care about our kids and elders and our communities that's going down, that's really struggling,
I know y'all doing y'all thing, and I know also that the boxing gym is non-for-profit, right? It's just like non-for-profit. Because I was gonna run an idea by you guys. Mackenzie Scott, that's Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. Somebody want to hop on, man, and chat it up with y'all. Y'all familiar? Y'all know Cyrus McGinnis?
I heard it,
I didn't hear that.
Cyrus McGinnis, how you doing, brother?
What's going on, my brothers? How y'all feel, man?
I introduced you to Montell Ice, Griffin, and Doc Nicholson, man, 2 former champions of the world. Cyrus McGinnis here, a legend in his own right. But he wanted to hop on because he was loving what y'all was talking about. So
Yes.
Is that all right with y'all?
Yes. I love what you brothers are talking about on here. I know Martell, we met over at the Pullman Center right outside. And I'm a Simeon alum and stuff, though, Martell. Good meeting you. Always looked up to you, man. You've been doing a great job. I've been hearing a lot of great things that you bringing the boxing programs and stuff back, man. Kids need it, man. And I really love the other brother that's online here about the things that he's doing that's not even really being publicized. And that's need to be out there in the community, man, and what you guys are doing and stuff like that, though,
Well, appreciate that, brother. Come from a brother in your stance, man. We need more of us out here doing some things, man, to make it better out here.
I want to add Cyrus to the stream, man, because he's the AD over at Proviso West.
Yes, sir.
So he's the AD over at Proviso West, and I know y'all working with kids. So some kind of way, is it any way that you could possibly have them come out and talk to the kids about, what they do and how they can get off the streets if they want to get away from anything else with boxing? You know what I'm saying, Montell? Because y'all got the After School Matters, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying we had School Matters, but After School Matters right now is kind of shut down right now because of the attendance. We have what is City Boxing Youth Foundation and also a youth program at the gym.
Okay. Well, first of all, Martell, I would love for you to come out and speak to the kids, man. We got a facility like never before. Like I'm talking about, like it ain't nothing like, man. When you come out and see my spot, it's huge to do some things, man. Huge.
Yeah.
And would love for you to come out, man.
You gotta have Doc with him though. Doc is a champion, heavyweight champion too. So Doc Nicholson got to be there.
No, I want both. No, sir. I want both. I want Doc and Montell to come on out, visit with me, man. I'll take you all on a walkthrough and stuff. And let's sit down, let's talk on how we can get together and you guys can do some things out our way It's needed and stuff. You know, we got almost about 2,800 students at our school, and it would be great that you all just came out there, just visit with me, man, walk around the school, see what it's like, see our athletic facilities that we got going on. And man, I know we could put on a nice boxing show in our field house. Like, we got a state of the art. If you've never been in there before, we got a field house, like indoor field house that's state of the art. I know Rob can tell you that.
I saw that, Mark. I saw that.
State of the art is big time. It's already ready to roll. Once you let them bleachers out and the flat back chairs, we can feel that place. Huge, man.
Yeah, there's so much that can be done, man. Yeah, that's a great thing, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Montell, what you think about something like that there, boy?
Not real good.
That's what I'm saying. So
Tell Cyrus to inbox me when we get done. So I get my information.
there you
Yes,
go.
sir.
Y'all make sure y'all link up, man, because we all one person removed from the next move, you know? And I know Cyrus having some juice over there, and then you got your juice with your program. I just think our kids need to see boxing. They should have had boxing in school when we was growing up, right?
Right.
They tried to do it.
I
They
just
tried
saw
to
it on
do
the
something
street.
at one time.
What'd you say?
I just saw it on the streets. That's all I saw. I just saw it on the streets, you know?
Hey, could you imagine that been a gym class, no fellas, boxing?
Man, you know, say it would have weeded out the real deal.
Hey, all that wolfing in school would have been cut short.
Yeah, we were cut short.
Hey, cause when we was young, then nobody had no guns, so only the big bad wolves that could back it up was talking the trash, man.
And it's crazy that we're talking about this because I just left a meeting 2 days ago. And our financial person that write grants was talking about boxing, how there's grant funding out there for boxing program for youth, for Chicagoland area, statewide.
Yeah.
So I would love to introduce her to you guys too, because she's a grant writer. She knows where all the dollars is at that work in our district system. And she will probably, I would love to introduce you all. You all can talk, and she probably can help you all out with different grants for programs.
Yeah,
I think it would be really good, man, for the both of you guys. This meeting that grant writer, because with all of the violence and stuff going on, I guess they say they set aside a certain amount of money in our state here in Illinois for grant writing for boxing training and martial arts. She was saying boxing and martial arts.
Boy, I bet they ain't even touched the surface of that money. They got that money just sitting over there. Woo!
You know how they do it.
Yeah, see you all. Yeah, we'd love to see you, Montell. Come on up and everything. And you, the brother, love for you guys to come on up, man, and just and visit with me. And you all to see what I see at that place, though. You know.
All right.
Yeah, we love to get involved, man, because it's needed, and there's so much talent out there that it's not just into boxing. You know, we teach life skills, period. You know, boxing can be something to push the kid to something that, you know, to give them the courage to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I got a question. For both of you all. If you all see somebody that's very talented in boxing, a kid that you all know that's, hey man, got a lot of potentials, big time potentials that you all see 15, 16 years old, what do you all do with this kid? What would you do with him? How would you all handle a kid like that?
You know,
what would you teach him? You know, because there's a lot of course, you know, I don't know the boxing business the way you guys do, Montell. You two, y'all know the boxing business. But what would you all do if you see another Montell Griffin, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali? How would you all handle that situation?
We're gonna take him under our wing and make him a champion. teach him life lessons. Right. Teach him the sport of boxing and the discipline and the dedication and everything that go along with it.
Okay.
We got a kid right now. He's 16 years old. About 204, about 6'2", we're trying to get them, you know what I'm saying, put together and taken care of right now.
Nice. Nice.
Yes.
Because we have some Latinos at our school. We have a
They
lot of
dominate
Latinos.
boxing, don't they? They dominate boxing, don't they?
It's a kid that shadow box in the field house. That's all he do against the wall. He just be, and I asked him, I said, what you doing? He said, man, my father just got me boxing. Because I guess his father's a boxer.
Mm.
So it's a lot of talent and stuff out there in that boxing world, man. But
have y'all even scratched the surface in Chicago of boxing of what it could be? Do you think?
No.
See, that's something interesting, man. I think
too many people fighting against each other. You know what I'm saying? It's always too many people fighting against each other. When everybody come together, we can do great things.
So when you say everybody coming at you, Montell, are you talking about the other boxing promoters or who's else?
I'm saying instead of everybody going against each other and coming together and make it bigger, make it work. Everybody, hating on each other, and it's always something negative. That's just the boxing game. It's just part of it. The amateur and the professional is very unprofessional and it's very embarrassing, really.
Let me ask. I want to ask him: is it a way for a new entity to break into it without it being a hassle from the outside people? I mean, the people that can you get in now as a newcomer without being harassed?
Nah.
You still got to have some kind of string connection or something. There's always going to be that type of way in business with dealing with big money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's never going to be that easy getting involved in anything in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great thing that we can get these kids, man, and get into their minds and let them learn or find out what their talents are. A lot of kids don't know.
Let's do an AAU. Let's start AAU boxing.
We can do an AAU, everything.
We could just, everybody want to have the pros? Do the high school AAU boxing and make them wear headgear.
Well, I'm working with a group right now with James Tony. They trying to get boxing at colleges, like HBCU colleges. So,
yeah,
that'd be so dope, bro.
Yeah, we talked about that at the fundraiser.
Yeah, because they took Olympics out. They took boxing out the Olympics.
Crazy.
So now these kids got to come up with something else. Everybody not ready to be pros right now.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? So they need another outlet, college boxing or something different.
Why they take it out of the Olympics?
Because of corruption. There's so much corruption in boxing. You talk about guys right now who's a part of it. But go ahead, Doc.
No, I'm right on with you, Monty, because you're looking at two guys who was part of that corruption in 1992. Both of us got robbed of our gold medal.
Wow.
So that's
But you end up winning bronze or silver?
What happened, we fought the gold medal winners in our fights because they changed both our brackets, actually. They put us in the quarterfinals with the favorites. We was actually picked to win silvers anyway, but they kept us in the quarterfinals to keep us for medal.
Oh.
So we wound up losing Monty. Well, I lost first to the Cuban, who was the man in boxing. I was a newcomer, and Monty lost to the German world champion, who and both our losses was really controversial, man. Monty lost he was fighting a guy 6'5", he's 5'7", and he got 3 points taken from him in the last round for ducking down too low. How in the hell that's supposed to happen when you find a man 8 inches taller than you?
Wow.
How you get that taken away from you?
I remember they robbed money in them points in that fight, man. I remember that.
Right, in my fight, they wasn't giving me all my punches when I was punching the guy. So it's a terrible thing to, both of us got stories to tell about that. That if we didn't have what we working on with these young kids now, mentality, we didn't have a strong mentality to keep going, that would have broke us down and probably would have quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what we teach in our sport, in our classes, as far as knowledge about being mentally strong.
Right.
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 That's real, man.
Well, Montell and Doc, what is something that I can do to be able to help enhance what you all already got going on? It seems like you guys got a foundation, of this program and stuff right now. But what are some of the things that I can do to help you all to enhance this around the city of Chicago and around the state?
That's all what you said earlier about you said you got the grant writer, and you got the you got a space for that. We could put programs together, my space, your space, move around all over Chicago.
Good.
We could do a Montell, Griffin, Donell, Nicholson boxing program all over the city of Chicago.
What would you need? You just need a ring?
They need the location, right, Ice?
Funding, location, kids, equipment, everything.
Yeah, we need everything involved. We need the kids for sure.
Okay.
Girls
and boys?
Girls and boys.
Yeah. We got girls. Yeah, we got girls in the program.
Nice.
And actually, tell you the truth, the girls actually pick up faster.
Yeah.
Because they more laid back and they listen. You see, we aggressive as hell. You know what I'm saying?
We want to get you out of here, though.
We want to knock you out quick. We
Right.
swing in all type of ways. Girl know how to take her time, go ahead and take care of, listen and, so, but a lot of them scared because of the physicality of the sport. But
Okay.
it's actually, man, an art, which Bob was just asking about. Boxing, right. And we teach hit and not get hit, but be prepared to get hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just anything else, like taking a class and taking a test in the class. You know what I mean?
That'd be dope, man, if y'all could do something like that with boxing, man. Be able to start these kids off young. Like, you remember when we was growing up, they all put us in karate class. Remember, like, as a shorty, I think everybody took karate at some point, right? And it's just like, these kids need to fill their day up, man. I would love to be able to, whatever I can do, share the information, whatever, just let me know, because I just look at the state of our youth. We need to start while they're young, though. Yeah. At least hitting the bag from third grade.
Right, that's good. Both of us got foundations. I got a foundation, Dr. Nicholson. Okay. And also the Winter City Boxing Foundation. Both of us got a foundation that we've been, like we talked about earlier, that we've been doing this for over 30 years ourselves without our foundation, with our own money. That's what people don't know until we start and figure out that we can get a foundation and start putting things together with people coming in and helping, which would be great because we can get the community involved, But we've been doing this for 30 years, man. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, back to school. We've been doing all that all the time. It's just that it wasn't getting any kind of television opportunity for people to see,
Well, with social media, though, it's like that is your television. Hey, but somebody, Albert Mark said that, I don't know what comment, but he said y'all still champs to him right now. Once a champ, always a champ. You know what I'm saying? that don't change. But I sent both of y'all the number to get up with Cyrus. We got 10 minutes left, fellas, because you know what? I want to make sure I'm on schedule with this because we only get an hour to put it on IG. So I want to stay on schedule because we was off a couple of weeks. Cyrus, man, I love you, man. You always very, very, very inspirational. Cyrus is one of the most encouraging brothers. Make sure y'all get up. Hey, Montell, Doc, I gave him y'all number. if there's anything that y'all can say to a young person right now before we get out of here, is there anything else that y'all would like to share on Beyond the Ring with two world champs, Montell and Doc Nicholson? Well, what else we got, big baby? What else y'all can leave, man?
Money, you want to go first? Or I'll go first, or whatever.
Go first so I can think of something.
Hey, you know, it's something to always, you know, we not the type of guys that say box.
Uh-oh, you muted, Doc. Hold on. Your mic muted.
People need to, you know, just because we make it in it, don't mean everybody can make it in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like we probably can't play tennis, and we try to play tennis. Whatever your talent is, or whatever you good at, being a lawyer, school teacher, whatever, it's always something a kid can do.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just gonna tell you to box because it's a tough sport. Like we said before, it takes a lot of physical and mental things to box. So you can use your mental and your physical for something else also. But if this is what you want to do, we all for that. But whatever you want to do in life, do it to your fullest, and we here to help you to fulfill your dream.
That's good. That's good.
Hey, Cyrus, give us some, and then we're gonna let Money close out. Cyrus, give me some. What would you have to say to these young people, man? You're an AD, you over there with them kids. What are you saying to them to keep them inspired?
Well, you know, first of all, always, you know, I'm a spiritual person. I always tell kids, you know, to first put God first in their lives. That's the first thing. Because without God, there's nothing that you can't do. Right. That's the first thing. Second thing is you know, to put the right guidance around these kids, put the right people around these kids that's going to teach them, no matter, I don't care if it's boxing, basketball, it doesn't even matter. We got to have more the right people or teachers around our kids, because the teachers are very important. Nobody ever talk about the teacher who taught them, the game. So we got to be able to be inspired to our teachers, and then bring the right ones around them that's going to uplift them, that's going to put them on the right path, and it's going to be able to show them where the traps are. You know, because it's a lot of traps in every sport that you do. It's a lot of traps. And that's why I applaud these brothers that's on here today. I pray that God continue to guide to both of you all, and so that way you guys can be able to show the younger ones the traps in the boxing game and guide them in the right direction, other than boxing too. You see, because after boxing is over, when you both know that there's another life to live, and just like you all coming back to teach, y'all gonna be able to show them how to be a teacher too, and showing them how to live life to the fullest, and with the help of Almighty God. That's all I have, brothers. Good meeting like both of you all. Yes, good meeting to both of you. I look forward to hearing from you all. Okay.
Stay in touch, brother.
And thank you once again, my brother Robert. And we got to get on and we're going to talk about that other subject that we talked about that we need to really hit on, okay?
And let's get it done, fool. I love you, boy.
You all take
care, baby.
Yes, sir. Peace, brothers. Yes, sir. All right.
I'm gonna go out with this gym right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you like this. You're looking at Donell Nicholson and Montell Griffin. We not the two normal guys that even, you know, just okay, I went into boxing, that's gonna be my dream. I'm gonna start off from 10 years old and go all the way through. We not that. We two examples of guys that took different paths of life and still turned around and made it happen. So I'm saying that to say this, anybody, I don't care if you're 21, 22, 23, you ain't too late, it's not too old.
Right.
If they say God made everybody had a certain niche in life. You just gotta find out what it is.
Yes, sir.
You gotta find out what it is.
Yes, sir.
That's real.
That's right. That's right, brother. Everybody's made different.
Right.
You know,
Everybody can
everybody's
be-
made different
Yeah.
in God's image. That's right.
That's right. Well,
Yes,
man,
sir.
hey, man, I want to thank everybody for hopping on Beyond the Ring, man. And it's your boy, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got 2 legends, 2 boxing champions, 2 world veteran champions. Give it up to Montell and Doc Nicholson
Give it
one
up
more
for 'em.
time, man. We up out of here, man.
Yes,
Beyond the
sir.
Ring, we'll see y'all next Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. Cyrus McGinnis, we gonna chop it up. Y'all got each other's number. We up out of here.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace, brother.
Yeah, bro.